This is the 2017 Paper 1 Question 12. You've got the ratings of 5 gym members on a questionnaire on a scale of 1 to 6. And they're given as follows: 1, 4, 6, 3, and 6. We have to find the standard deviation in the form a root b over 2. And the idea of this is you don't have access to a calculator, but you can use manipulation of surds. So the idea is that you don't use a calculator, but it's totally doable. It's just difficult because it's an unseen question. I did the exam in 2017 in school, and I hated this question in the exam. But it's not too bad once you know what you're doing. Now, if you want to pause it and have a go at it, but I will continue now. So to find the standard deviation, you first of all have to find the mean of the sample. The idea of the standard deviation is it's the spread of the numbers. So the further they are from the mean, the higher the standard deviation. Generally, it's to do with how far they are. We're going to first of all find the sample mean. It's x bar. 1 plus 4 plus 6 plus 3 plus 6. And you want to divide all of that by 5. You get 20 on the top, divided by 5 is 4. So the higher the spread of the numbers, the more likely that you'll have a higher standard deviation. So we have the sample mean, or the mean of these numbers, is 4. So we then use the mean to find the standard deviation. Now what do? We'll let x without the bar, just x, represent each of the values or the scores given, and you want to find x minus x bar. So how close or far from the mean is each one? So 1 minus 4 is minus 3. 4 minus 4 is 0. 6 minus 4 is 2. 3 minus 4 is minus 1. And 6 minus 4 is 2. And you want to square each of these. And if you think to yourself, why am I doing that? Well, you get access to the formula to find the standard deviation, and this is it. So we have to find the sum of the x minus x bar squareds. So you have to find each x minus x bar all squared. 9, 0, 4, 1, and 4. Because the sum, you then find the sum, the sigma sign. The sigma means sum, so you add all of the values of the x minus x bar squareds, and if you do that, you get 18. So we add up all of the numbers in this column. This formula looks confusing, but once you do a load of questions on the standard deviation, you will understand it better. And we use that symbol for sigma. Okay. 18. We have n is the sample size. Now we have the second equation, but the second equation I find is really confusing, so we're going to stick with the first one. The second one does cause a lot of issues. I mean, I can explain it, but I recommend not doing the second one because most teachers go teach the first one because it generally is easier to explain. So n minus 1, n is the sample size. So we have 5 numbers in the set. We're given 5 numbers, so 5 minus 1 is 4. And the formula that you're given on the sheet is this. S is the standard deviation of the sample of 5. We denote that with S. We get the square root of, and we get 18 over 4. If you copy in these values, I'll mark these in colour. So this is here, and if you want to put this is green, and this. We have the standard deviation unsimplified, but we don't have to find any decimal values. We're going to get exact values, so we don't have to actually deal with any decimals. The point is that we don't evaluate it because we can't. We don't have a calculator, but you leave it in as an exact value. So we manipulate the surds. So you first of all have to know this law of surds. The first one we're going to look at is this one, and the one exception is that b cannot be equal to 0. Let's apply this one then. So if we make a 18 and b 4, then we can transfer over here, then put a is 18 and b is 4, so this gives us root 18 divided by root 4. So we get root 18 and we can divide that by 2. So what we have to do then is we have to have a look at what we have with a root b over 2. That's the form, and you see the 2 on the denominator of both. That's already a good sign. So essentially what we now have to do is we have to get a root 18 in the form a root b. Well, we can simplify root 18 And the way we're going to do that is we're going to write down all square numbers that are less than 18, like this. So 1, 4, 9, 16, and we stop there because 25 is greater than 18. And then you're going to put a tick next to all of the factors of 18. So 1, yes, 4, no, 9 and 16's no. The highest factor in the list is 9. So out of the factors that you've ticked, the greatest one is 9. And you need to know this law of surds. We mean by this that AB is A times B, or A multiplied. So this is what we get. Now, because we have 9, we're going to rewrite 18 as 9 times 2. So let's make A equal to 9 and B equal to 2. And if we do that, we then get that root 18 equals root 9 root 2. If we use the law up here, this one, so that would be root 9 root 2. And the square root of 9 is 3. So that's 3 root 2 over 2. And we have that in the form of A root B over 2. So we have that in the form A root B over 2, and I've just noticed that I used the letters A and B in order to demonstrate how to simplify root 18. That was an unlucky choice of variables, but the A in this part is not the same value as the A in this part. I've just noticed that I made a bit of a boo-boo possibly. But let's check. If you change the A and the B in the purple to C and D, C, that was just an unlucky mess up. So change the A and the B to C and D, and the same idea happens. So if you make A equals 3 and B is equal to 2, and make them C and D, I've just noticed that I picked bad letters. And that's us finished the question. So let's have a look at how the SQA would mark this question. So the first mark would be for getting the sample mean x bar is 4. So the first mark, is this. The x minus x bar squared, the sum of that is 18, but you would get the mark for getting this table. The third mark would be for root 18 over root 4, and you would get the last mark for the values of A and B. Not too many commonly observed responses on this one, but the first point to notice is you would get no marks if you showed no working. The reason is because it's easy to guess 3 and 2 out of the sky, but guessing numbers out of the sky isn't going to get you any credit in this course. What will get you credit is being able to apply mathematical formula techniques and using reasoning skills. The second one, they're being a bit lenient on you. Technically, this is wrong, but I suppose the SQA were a bit kind because it was a difficult question, and you would lose the last mark if if you got this mark wrong, then you normally could get follow through if you used the wrong answer correctly, but you would lose a mark if you make the question too easy. So you would lose the follow through mark if, for example, you put m is, I don't know, 16 or 25, because simplifying a perfect square, so 16, 25, 36, etc., those are much easier to then simplify. 18 isn't a perfect square, so you've essentially made the question easier for yourself than intended, so they would take the follow through mark away. So I hope you found this video useful. I'll leave it back up. So thank you for watching, and best of luck with the studying.